G'day everyone. Proud to say Bar Karate is brought to you by Radix Nutrition, makers of the most technically comprehensive nutrition products that have ever existed. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Bar Karate, the Sailing Podcast. My name's Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where I get to hang out with some really cool sailors, but of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. First off, Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, exalted one.
Well, the end is nigh. 23, finished, done, dusted.
We're talking the year. I thought we're talking, I wasn't sure where you're going with that one.
Because it's not the SydneyHobart.
No,
The end is far.
See you later. And bring on 2024, I say. So, that's where we're at.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring the other bloke because he's already jumped in.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Mr. Nick Bice.
Boys. We did our little skeds and stuff, and the last sign-off, I said, happy birthday to Mum, and we'll be heading down the yacht club for a bit of a lunch.
Beautiful,
How's this for some pretty responsible uncle work? So all the kids are down there, as in paddos and kids and stuff, and they all wanted to go for a ride in the back of the old Land Rover, which I've got, which I took down there. And I said, yeah, no worries. We'll do a little cruise around the car park, all in the back. But you have to jump start it. So you've got to push it to get it started.
Crank start it.
So I've got them, 6 of them pushing. And, I'm ready to go. Engine, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff. Drop the clutch, boom, in reverse, smack their head straight on the back of the tailgate. 2 blood noses, 1 lost tooth.
Oh, Jesus.
No, not really. That didn't happen, that last bit, but shit, it would have been funny.
Oh, dear. Never trust Uncle Nick. That's the lesson.
Yeah. No, well.
Land Rovers. Fun and frivolity. They're just a car that continues to give.
I was just saying to one of these other kids the other day, do not listen to anything I have to say. Like, probably 95% of it's absolute bullshit. And my daughter's like, no, Dad, it's way more than that.
Well, at least she knows you.
Oh, God. I could go on and on. I could even go on about the pet dolphin that we have down at the yacht club that everyone's getting excited about. And I convinced the kids to chuck the soccer ball in because the dolphin will do tricks. But he must have been off on smoko.
Oh, he was. Oh, CD. Club Dolphin.
Club Dolphin.
I love it.
There's a little private joke there. We used to have a cat called CC down there. Yeah. So we've got a Club Dolphin now. Awesome.
Well, Club Cat may or may not have ended up in the time capsule 25 years ago.
Knowing Club Cat, it probably just walked in there anyway because that's what he used to do. He used to just hang out anywhere.
We've got to be careful, lads, because that's with one of the last live stream, and then this we've just talked about cats and negativity about cats. We could be in trouble with cat lovers, so and not cat whackers. Oh,
I'm sensing a theme.
Righto.
All right. No.
Sailing.
No. All right.
Sailing.
Let's make a New Year's resolution. No more hanging shit on the cats, one way or another.
Yeah, there's so many jokes. I'm not doing them. I'm the responsible one. I'm stopping. All right. I'm going to change up topic. All right.
We kill cat.
I'm going to change up topic. Right. So what we plan to do, it's the last step of the year. We've been super heavily focused on the Hobart Yacht Race, but it's not just us. It's all the media doing that. And are we media? Hang on, I'll rephrase that. And we're going to just do a little bit of a follow-up, talk about some of the regattas that are ongoing, things that are happening right now, and just have a look at a few things. So we're going to get a little bit philosophical, talk about a few things. So we've elected not to have a special guest this week because there's too much to talk about. So
Everyone's doing regattas. You can't get hold of them.
I can get hold of plenty of people. That's the easy bit. I think, hang on, my wife's just crashing my car into the garage. Okay.
Let's go on.
It's never...
She listened to Bicey's story. She was trying to jumpstart it with the kids and put it in reverse.
like it is the carriage door getting
But
tortured.
she didn't realise you can't push start automatics.
Oh, all right. I'm just looking at the guilty look coming through the front door. And, okay, so what we want to do is let's just start with the Hobart, shall we? Let's go to SydneyHobart. Let's get that done and dusted.
SydneyHobart first. So
Okay.
out of what do we have? 103 starters?
Yep.
About 18 or 19 retirees thus far. My key comment here, guys, I mean, we know the winners and losers, and we'll do a quick little run through. Still quite a few boats out on the water at time of recording, and this is the morning of New Year's Eve, so 31st of December.
Yep.
And we've still got quite a few boats, and I'm just having a look down at the back markers, the ones that predicted finishes. We got the Sylph predicted on the 4th of January at 9 a.m.
That's a long one.
Friend of the show, Silver Fern, 3rd of January, 7 a.m. And Azuro, obviously, reverse curse didn't go too well. Too well there.
No, they haven't used it yet.
No. 31st of December, 3:21. So by the time of listening, they would have finished. I had a few messages from Xavier, mid Bass Strait. So she's been a long, tough haul out here. But and I tried to, just wave the brisket under his nose to no effect. I think the QLD at Shipwright Arms tomorrow has got the got them gunning for home.
Well and truly
gunning
covered.
For home. Yeah.
So, I'm a lizard, double hander. She's going to Antarctica.
It's I mean, God, it's a tough Hobart, isn't it? Like we said, it was going in, it was going to be, but wow, to be out there that long, like the old wild.
I think not only that, the fact that they're out there so long, just the different weather models. I was chatting to Pato yesterday off Caro, and just nothing aligned. No. And I mean,
yeah,
it's the same for everyone.
I spoke to Sam Hunt, who was on Whisper, and he said they just couldn't link the dots. They just missed a window, and that was it. And then once they did that, it's like everything. You try and go for the Jesus card, and they just kept getting knocked back, and then they ended up, just getting the 52s home. But yeah, he said it was just a tough, and it was. Yeah. He said, lightning and storms and cells and no wind, and it was a pretty brutal race.
Well, you look at up the activity. I mean, I was down in Victoria. Jordan, obviously, you're further north and stuff, but the whole East Coast, just masses of activity going on with all sorts of cells and stuff going on. So
we can talk about masses of activity yesterday. Holy crap, I couldn't even leave the house. We'll come back to it later.
Well, we'll go back to that, will we?
Is that Boxing Day sales?
No, mate. Jesus.
You got a shopping centre near you? Because I have.
Hell of a storm. I do have a shopping centre next to me. Well done. Right. Okay. Okay. So obviously, the highlight was that Line Honours finish. That was the standout for it. Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go down in history. One of the best.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. Like such a quick close down. I think like the Condor Apollo one, they were a lot closer together. They were together the whole way, but this one was just, it was like the pursuit. It was like a cat chasing a mouse sort of thing. So,
and that's a good thing for the cat.
The cat again. What is it? I was expecting it to come up with the cat.
It's an apex predator, of course.
I was expecting that comment to come up with the cat that's still in Bass Strait, but.
Yeah, so that was good. I think the other thing is the performance of Alive. There's a question. So Alive wins the Hobart. Now Alive is a Reichel Pugh 66. How is Reichel Pugh? I'm going to have to phrase it carefully. The most successful Hobart designer of the modern era. I would suspect Sparksman and Stevens would probably hold the record, but there's
well, I think you'll find that Reichel Pugh probably holds the record. They've
Wild Oats is 9 or 10, right?
Yeah.
Alive a couple of times. Was it lucky. What was those boats? The 62s that had one.
Loki.
So yeah. There's a couple there.
Secret,
I wouldn't
secret
mind
mints.
going back through, have a little look-ski.
Little secret mints. 0.3.5. That was a local pew.
There's quite a few. So that's that designer has produced a lot of Hobart winners. And one thing I think you said it, Boss, many years ago was that the Hobart's just a big windward lord. You're either going up or downwind. You're not reaching. You very rarely get the reaching. It might have been you, BP. I can't remember. But you rarely get the reaching conditions. It's more you're normally going into it or you're normally going with it. And so, it's big, wide boats who can really just sort of design for ocean crossings don't go as well, because there's so much interchangeable element to it. So, there is that element. So with the live, the other thing, of course, we have to mention with the live, apart from, so Philip Turner owns it, Duncan Hines, the skipper, sailing master Gavin Brady, not a bad get there. Adrian Cahalan, navigator, she's not too bad. We got Stu Bannatyne on board. We got Brad Ferrand on board.
Got a few clues.
Hey?
Yep. Yeah, got a few clues.
Yeah, got a few clues. We've got Chris Cohen, Logan Anderson.
Logan Anderson of Southern Spars, New Zealand fame, of course. Well done, Logan.
Well done, Bicey. Nice plug. Darren Jones, Phil Turner.
Well, there's Twirler. I mean, lives in a farm in South Australia. Good on him.
Sam Tiedemann, Sean O'Rourke, Shane Gadders.
Oh, Shauno, yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, the thing that brings him back to the field, Silas Nolan.
Absolutely.
He's been the first over the line a few times.
He's done
having
very
a little bit
well,
of competition with Paddo, hasn't he?
Yeah. The young South Australian boys. But no, look, it's she's a well-campaigned boat. She looked good. They were sailing brilliantly. But I just, all those elements, but you still got to go down to the crew and all that work. I mean,
yep,
tough job on the navigators.
Boat prep specifically, and that particular race here, exactly, Jordan. Very tough job on the navigator. So,
well, this is another point. This is another point that was made with the little chat with Sam Hunt. He said, "Look, we as crew, you just don't know where you are, and it's true. You're just doing the jobs, right? Need this up, need that up, need to do this maneuver, need to do that maneuver, and you just totally and you can from experience in those races when it's dark and raining and yucky, you got nothing except the boat. You don't even know where you are." And that's kind of the point that Sam was making. He says, then all of a sudden we get scared and we've missed it. We knew we were, parked for a while, but the rest of the fleet weren't. And it's heartbreaking. And it's one of those races that it'll just chew you up and spit you out.
Yeah. Maybe we should have a chat to our friends, the Sunfish Union, and we could we could start guiding some boats down.
Yeah.
Okay. So another question for you, boys. Why is the Hobart the big deal? Like Sydney to Hobart, I've got to clarify because there's multiple Hobart races. But why is it the Sydney Hobart over the Lincoln race or the Gladstone or, whatever?
Well, let's not get carried away for starters.
Yeah.
There's truly one blue water classic yacht race in the world.
There is only one great race, isn't it?
Is it just down to the timing? It's the right date. It's the right time.
Yeah, I think did we speak about it with Tone, right? Where we said, that if this race was held in March, if it was the exact same weather, probably wouldn't have the same impact that it does now. The fact that it takes off on Boxing Day, the emotions are higher, and just, yes, think what we think about the coverage, but it's a Boxing Day tradition in Australia. You watch the SydneyHobart race start on Boxing Day. No one's doing anything, and it's on at lunchtime of the cricket. It's the perfect. It's the perfect.
Not to mention the location. I mean, Sydney Harbour, is iconic in it. Iconic in the best of in the worst of days, I should say. But to experience it live and to cruise around the area. I mean, it's a stunning day, and that's probably a part of it. The international people tune in to get a glimpse of it because it is a stunning harbour.
Well, there's two more things that I have to throw into the equation. Okay, so I'll do one first. The Hobart.
He
The
did threaten
Fastnet.
it could be a little bit philosophical.
The Hobart, the Fastnet, the Middle Sea Race, and Caribbean. They're all 600.
Well, they're all
mile.
600s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
600.
the
That's
distance?
the magic number.
It is.
Well, I had a theory in Volvo days that the first 2 days of an offshore are the worst, and the last 2 days of the offshore are worst. So the SydneyHobart is
it's just
all the
worst.
600 milers are the worst because you can't really set yourself into a rhythm.
Well, mate, yeah, that's true.
And the last 2 days, you got a bit of what do they call it? Cabin fever, coast, whatever. Anyway, you really want to get there, but here it's almost short enough in the big boats that it's it's a mere overnighter, but it's long enough to get the shit kicked out of you as well.
Yeah,
And specifically
we all
where
know,
it is-
though, that it comes back to the classic saying, there's only 2 good parts of the race, the start and the finish.
Well, okay.
That's a fact.
Here's my next coincidence.
Okay.
All those 4 races sponsored by Rolex, aren't they?
here.
So is it
They know.
Bob Rolex who's just made it?
Bob.
It's Bob.
Bob-
He's made
Bob
it,
knows.
or is Bob the hanger on?
Bob's a fan of a 600 miler, basically.
Yeah, Bob loves the 600 miler.
Yeah.
It's his middle name.
It's because his watches. Yeah, no, I was going to make
Bob's-
an inappropriate.
Bob 600 mile. Bob 600 mile Rolex is his
That's
name.
him. That's it.
Easy,
Bob
Jordan.
Bob
Easy,
the
Jordan.
600 miler.
Rolex, if you're listening, and I'm sure you do.
Oh, without a doubt. They've got it
Well,
beaming,
we know enough
beaming
people-
through the Swiss watch factory now.
We know enough people. We've done enough for Rolex over the years. We want Rolex. I think it's time.
We'll wear them on the podcast.
It's time. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not trying to angle for free stuff. I'm trying to give them a money-making idea. It's time for the Rolex model Bob, the Bob model. The Bob Rolex.
The Bob Rolex.
And only those who know can win it, Like, it's just, I think it's time. Anyway. Good Hobart, bad Hobart.
I think every Hobart's different. Every
One of the
Hobart
best.
has a
One of the best.
every Hobart has a story and some form of narrative. And what I love is that we were able to get it nearly right again. All of us.
Oh, yeah.
So,
On fire. Like 3 out of 3 years, basically. Like, on fire with the predictions. So, yeah, the Savants are running hard in Baccarat.
yeah.
All right.
No, absolute cracker. The finish was epic. The fact it wasn't a 52-footer, regardless of having plenty of mates in that fleet, took it out. The fact boats are still out there chopping away. It's just...
And let's not forget them. I mean, God, what an achievement when they do get in. Hopefully there's a few people. Well, there always is. The beauty of this race is the locals. They get down there and cheer every boat in.
Scallop pie.
And
Nothing better than a scallop pie.
Okay,
Shall we do a quick run through of the results?
That's it.
Yep.
Overall?
Overall, line honours, of course, Law Connect, Andu Comanche, URM Alive, Money Penny Wild Thing. And then followed up with the No Limit Whisper, and then a couple of the 52s. One of the favourites we liked was Smuggler, just snuck just behind Caro in 10th position over the line. And then with Sam Haynes in 11th. So that was, you could almost, regardless of the timings, that's pretty close to what you would have thought anyway, right?
Yep.
IRC, we'll go through top 3, eh?
Yeah, that's what I think too, buddy.
Alive URM Money Penny. So well failed, ladies and gentlemen. That's
had 20-minute margin in the end on the corrected time for Alive over the URM, so they were doing it pretty comfortably.
Here, and then like an hour and 40 to Money Penny.
Yep.
And that's essentially Div 0. Div 1, Smuggler Celestial Caro.
That's a huge result. That is a massive result.
Yeah. Huge result for Smuggler.
Yep.
On corrected 2 and a bit hours ahead of Celestial. And then Caro in 3rd. Div 2, Margaret Rintoul, Pretty Woman Schutzbar. Well done to Kingo there. Well campaigned boat. Beautiful boat. They would have had a few roasts on the way down.
Couple. Yeah, no, definitely.
Div 3 Patriot Atomic Blonde just recently launched.
Just launched,
Well done to them. And White Noise.
The JPK bait's going well still.
Yep, still going well. Mistral, which is Rupert and double handers, but we'll have a look at them. Rockall and Midnight Rambler.
Rockall 8. She's a JPK.
Great result to Opie.
She's a
1080.
1080, yeah, and she's just been sold.
Yep.
To the great Tommy
Leaving it
Woods. Legend of the Lake, Tommy Woods.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. 505
And
sailor.
Dib 5. And we don't want to forget these punters in the other division here. This is what it's actually all about. We've got the Kraken 111, the Min River, and the Cinnamon Girl.
Cinnamon Girl.
In third.
Sunfast
As I
3300.
said-
Min River's an interesting story. Believe that she's based here in Balmain. So interesting story.
And
well done to
on
them.
the Kraken, well-known Hobart sailing identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is probably worth mentioning in the double-handed IRCs. Mistral took it out like a good 4 hours ahead of Kraken, as you were just talking about, Jordan, and ahead of Min River also in third. So
A couple of internationals there, just to continue that just quickly, fourth and fifth. So you got Cinnamon Girl based in Ireland and Nixon from New Zealand, which is Mark Michelle, which is a Della 30. So pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
bravo.
Nice.
Bravo,
Nice
and well
detail,
done to
BP.
well done to all.
Indeed.
Now, we've got one final one to do is the PHS. I noticed one of the comments on our feed the other day. Don't you do the PHS? Of course we do. Hear us talk about the Oriton Drumfire who took out PHS. So Drumfire,
while they too are having their roast dinners.
That's it.
friends of the show on Drumfire, including Nick Crabtree, have taken out the PHS there. Mako, Paul O'Rourke of Newcastle Yacht Club fame, second.
Lovely man.
She's the culprit in third. So
Sounds like a bloody horse race, doesn't it? She's the culprit. Round the back.
Well,
and
it's owned by a
200 to go,
syndicate.
and she's a culprit in by her nose.
It does. Oh, dear.
So,
Nice.
no, well done to everyone, basically. Great race. Still plenty out there. Plenty of action down on the wharf in Hobart with the Taste of Tasmania.
Hey, let's
Scallop
just
pies
go.
will be flying out the window. They'll also be available in the bakery next door, not flying out the window of the customs house.
Let's just go one more little result here, lads.
Ooh.
Corinthian PHS.
What?
Oh, my,
Yeah.
mindless.
Corinthian PHS. This is the non-professional PHSs.
Who's a
Ragtime.
professional who's a pro in PHS?
Nick Crabtree.
Mud crab, he'll love that.
No, you're
In
right.
Corinthian PHS, Ragtime. Guess who's come in second?
Navy one.
The Navy.
Oh, okay.
Love it.
Nice.
Could they not be professional? Golly gosh.
Yeah, they're paid sailors.
They're paid safe. And Pretty Woman in third. Well done, Richard Hudson. Big
And Pretty
supporter
Woman,
of big,
she's been paid for her work.
big supporter of youth sailing. So well done to them.
Nice.
Yep.
Good work, BP.
Right.
Well done.
What do you?
us.
That's
Well
it.
done.
Hobart done and dusted.
Sydney Hobart,
move on.
done and
Sydney
dusted.
Hobart. What do you got for us, Jordan? In other world?
Launceston to Hobart, just quickly, Porco Rosso, Fork in the Road, jazz player taking the line honours. On the IRC overall, it's pretty much played out. Hang on. IRC overall. Give me the result. Where's my leaderboard?
Oh, this old chestnut
Yeah, this
results.
old
We're going to
chestnut.
touch on this in a minute, aren't we?
Yeah, that's not working. At recent, right. Okay. I think, here we go. Porco Rosso. So taking the double. Congratulations to the crew on Porco Rosso. Heatwave Fish Frenzy, which is my favourite name of all time.
Fish frenzy.
Yeah, taking the second. And Sundowner into third. I think that the highlight of the whole thing was getting some messages. We'd getting messages off the boats and sending videos and stuff, and just they're bashing their heads the whole way. There was a lot of one. I think we got one message. So we've come all the way into it down the side of Tassie, and now we're going straight into it up Derwent. So across Storm Bay. So they weren't particularly happy. I think it was Dave Harris. I think was sending report for Wings 3 entering Derwent River, and it's still on the effing nose. So,
It's followed us around. Sounds like a typical bloody delivery.
Yeah. Exactly right. And then Melbourne to Hobart, the peccadillo, which was lying on us. I think that was the cat that we were talking about before.
Bravo to the pecker.
Yeah.
Dillo.
Ryushin, and then Lord Jiminy and Jinan. The first few boats across the line.
That went over his head.
Geez, they race on.
That's not easy.
PHS, I didn't listen. AMS, ORC. Jeez, who do we want?
AMS.
ORC.
Oh, well, AMS is a Melbourne thing, yeah.
Should we go ORC or AMS? Who's the overall winner? I don't actually know.
ORC. It'll be ORC.
It would have to be, wouldn't it?
Yep.
So Jinan, they're Maverick and Alien.
Yeah.
Well done, them.
So they come down the west coast of Tassie, and they actually probably had the best of the conditions in reality. Normally they get smashed, but they came down pretty quick.
Only gets up by, what's that? Only a few minutes, 11 minutes. So well done to them. Over Maverick.
Cool.
Bravo.
All right. Hobart's done and dusted. Everyone's
done
going to
and
Hobart.
dusted.
Everyone offshore
everyone.
from around the world will be looking and go, does everyone just sail to Hobart for Christmas? And that's pretty much it.
The scallop pies are pretty good.
Well, that's right. And then you move into the Food and Wine Festival. And then, of course, tomorrow, the Quiet Little Drink, which I believe our friend of the show, Ronald A. Simpson's calling in to go and have a drink at the QLD.
Yes.
Around alone. He's got a little bit of damage and thought, well, I'll utilise this time to go and see some of the festivities.
And so, speaking of which, we'll give Ronald a little shout out because he'll maybe download a few episodes when he gets close and have a few QLDs. He's got a mainsail to patch up. But I saw a bit of essentially he needed a bit of a hand, didn't know where to go, reached out to the veteran community and pretty much found exactly what he wanted, where he wanted it, how he wanted it. And he'll be back on his merry way pretty soon. So
and still, I mean, what an achievement that is. We had him on the show a while ago, and for all those people in that race, I mean, it's a round alone. It's a long way to go, and you're not with the latest of all technologies. It's pretty well self-funded. So it's a pretty big achievement. And so he's left obviously Spain, and is now at the bottom of Hobart. Unbelievable.
Well done.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. So there's a whole bunch of regattas going on. So this time of year in Australia, this is where all the sailing's happening in New Zealand and Australia, so and South Africa. So I just thought we'd sort of touch on a few of the regattas that we're seeing in our nearby elements that have some meaning. Obviously, the Wally Worlds have started. So for those, they're doing, I think it's the Australian champs at the moment. I don't know. They're onto the world, so I'm mixing up different.
How's it going, Pete? Are you coming in live from Perth?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I won yesterday, both races.
Check the results.
Yeah. So yesterday, Western Australia, massive stonking southwesterlies you get every day. So they sailed in a light shifty easterly.
It's never normally like this.
No, haven't seen all of this before.
Yeah, 250 competitors. Fantastic.
It's huge. I really, it's one of those sort of events that I just really wish I got to. But in saying that, I'm 250 on the start line. Pretty cool.
Yep. They got a couple of course races in and a couple of slalom races. Women's and lightweight slalom racing got in yesterday.
But we can't tell you who won, can we?
Well, kind of. We can look up, but there's no cumulative results sort of thing. So I think in Heat 1...
you got to wait till the end for the point system.
Yeah.
And Nick Bez was explaining about.
But also it's not split up into the weight divisions and all that. So we'll just tell people to go. I think they're doing a live stream on it as well. So I wouldn't, if people want to just jump on and look up Windsurfer Wallies. But it's underway. South of Perth, it'll be great fun. So congratulations. We're still watching. We'll probably touch on that a bit more.
Yep.
Battle of the Bar was something we gave a bit of a plug. That event they were going to do in Victoria where I think it was Rye to Rose Hill or Rosebud. I've forgotten. Rosebud Yacht Clubs, where it's just they were waiting a window in 4 days and they were just going to have a blasting reach between the two clubs. I tried to ring one of the organisers before, haven't heard, probably under the bar.
We're under the bar. Yeah, it's been, we call it done and dusted.
Yeah. But we'll come back to that discussion because he's going to come up again. Well, actually, no, bring him up now. So the person I did try to ring was Scott Patton, and Scott is the Vice Commodore of the Rye Yacht Club. We do say Vice as in the Swedish term, so the shit Commodore. No, we don't. The Vice Commodore. And he is our resident OCD fanatic, and we get a lot of. He gets a lot of messages, but he gives us a lot of grief about the location of the Barcarati logo and how it's slightly off centre. Well, apparently, boys, what have we seen this morning?
Well, we have the windsurfing logo. Is definitely off logos. It's definitely not in the centre.
I think there must be a higher, someone higher than all of us is just fucking with all of us. The AI, there is a genuine concern that AI is going to take over this world, and
all logos are going to be off
everything to do with Scott Patton from now on. Logos will be skoo with.
I love it. It just makes me so happy to see it.
Look out, graphic designers. AI's coming. AI's coming.
All right, so up my way, boys. The Hobie National Champs are on. The Hobie, so the 16s, all the different classes, and they sort of got the main. They sort of split. There's 2 separate regattas. So I think today's the last day of the regatta. It might be over actually. 10 races. I think it's over. 10 races was scheduled. They'll have today, tomorrow off, and then back into, rejig your crews around and go again sort of thing, like all women and youth and that sort of stuff. I did get a lot of messages over the last couple of days from our friends Susie and Cam, who won the Worlds.
Yes.
And just checking what I thought was going to happen with the weather. And I think I sent them a text saying, yesterday I said 0 to 5 knots from 4 different directions, and then 90 knots of storm and cyclone. And they've sent back, and I've just checked the results. They had abandoned for the last 3 races of the regatta because she was a nightmare here yesterday. Absolute nightmare. We lost power, so I thought we might be out for a while. Like at my place, I thought, I'm not going to be able to record Barcarati because we.
Well, that's the major issue at hand straight away. I mean, you would have had a generator ready for that, wouldn't you?
Well, that's right. I had actually gone and worked that out.
Kennard's hire. Got a generator.
What do you need it for? I could do Barcarati in the morning.
Well, we had actually a surreal thing, I tell you, boys, because the power came back on literally as lightning hit right next to my house. Like it scared the living crap out of us, like this huge strike. And exactly as it hit, like this huge flash, the lights came on at the exact time. It's like the Frankenstein movie where it restarted. Anyway, the Hobies didn't get in. So it looks like Darren Smith and Claire Bisgood took it in Blue by You. Rum Runner in second.
Peter, always a rum runner, isn't there?
Yes, yeah. So
a rum runner. Yep.
Fletcher and Georgia Warren Myers, and then Crazy Ivan, Peter Bates and Juliet Bates. A lot of families involved here. Our friends Cam and Susie down in 5th. So they obviously had. I think they had a bad start to regatta. Got a couple of high places.
Does Crazy Ivan's tow vehicle a white van?
No comment.
Oh dear. All right, so the Hobies on. They're still going. I'm going to go down and try and have a bit of a look. Another regatta that's on, boys.
You should be here.
Where?
You should be at the Impulse.
Oh, the Impulse Regatta. The Impulse Regatta is being sailed at Maningi, boys. Now, for the overseas listeners, for people not from South Australia, Maningi is, what's that movie? With the
Storm Boy.
Storm Boy.
Yeah.
Basically, Storm Boy, so Maningi is about as hard as a place to get to as you can, unless you've got a boat, like you got to come into Tailem Bend and then turn left and drive for about an hour, and Tailem Bend's still an hour from Adelaide or whatever. But it's sort of it's on Lake Alexandrina, and the only way to get there easily is by boat, and it's this, small town. You've got a pub, You got a supermarket.
Got a bakery.
Got a bakery.
Got a servo. And by the way, if you're coming from Adelaide,
a couple of little shanty shacks.
Don't turn left at Tailem Ben.
Oh,
if you're coming from Adelaide, turn right.
Yeah,
otherwise.
No, I meant going into Adelaide. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was. That's what I meant. Apologies for that. So the question.
Great place.
Yeah, but it just made me think, rather than talk about the regatta because it's only just started, but is it better, do you reckon, to go to like a one pub, one
for sure.
Place
you need
town.
To be the biggest show in town,
like,
as opposed to the smaller show in town.
Yeah.
So I'd be.
Wow.
I'd put my hand. I'd vote for that one, Jordan.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm interested. I'd be interested to see what people think because I think it actually could be the best possible thing. You know, like if you go to those sorts of regattas, like going and being in Sydney, say, versus being in a little country town where, you, as Bicey said, you are the biggest show in town. Are you going to have more fun because you can't go anywhere?
Well, you don't have to ask anyone in the fleet where you're going tonight.
Yeah, I'll see.
What are you up to tonight?
Well,
I'm going to the pub.
Staying at the club.
Cuts that out straight away.
Having a couple of jars.
Yeah,
then we'll move on.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of small town, big event.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's probably the way to go. Like if you're a regatta organiser, although I will say not many people went to this one, but currently Dave Harrison is leading. They've only done a couple of races. Mark Skelton and Matty Kirby are the top three at that event. Okay, but yeah, that small town, that whole small town vibe, I think is a win. And as we as sailors, you know, I think it's just you have more fun. You make better friends. You have more fun.
Yeah.
So
not diluted.
The next one, boys. I can't believe this regatta's on.
Which one?
The Cherubs.
Cherubs. Why not?
Because they all got bought and went shipped over to New Zealand.
Well, as we've seen, they made a mass resurgence in the land of the long white cloud. And has that sparked some interest back in Oz?
Well, I can safely say that my little club just down the road, which is obviously lovingly known as the Palace, is kind of a little bit of an epicenter for Cherubs. Build their own, get right into it. They love it. The kids get involved and get it all happening. They sent a container over of boats.
Where are they? What nationals?
They're over in Perth Dinghy Club.
Oh, fantastic!
So they sent a container over, and the Drummoyne Sailing Club it's got a strong representative. In actual fact, they always perform very well. So there you go.
I was just going to say, BP, I wanted to congratulate the New South Wales competitors because they've gone over in force. There's about 32 competitors. And as we said, all Cherubs we thought had been bought up and sent over to New Zealand. And the New South Wales team are doing really well. It's predominantly New South Wales and Western Australia-based competition. In reality, that's all it is. But there's been a great turnout.
Huge effort.
So Zach Hayes and Peter McLeod are leading at the moment from Nicole Barnes and Will Beck. And then Keisha Day, Ryan and
Will Beck.
Keisha Day and Ryan Lancaster.
There you go. There's a big name.
What's that?
Will Beck.
Yep.
Son of James. Yep.
But the highlight for me, obviously, with the Little Cherubs is there's always a lot of fun. They're a bit like the Sharpies. I don't mind having a bit of fun with the names. Leading is Motorboat. Gold Digger in third. Buckle Up Buttercup, the Larry Canary, After Dark.
Jeez. You could almost make just one sentence with all those names.
Yeah.
You go started with a motorboat.
put all the names together and write a story.
Well, I love it. I love this sort of behaviour. I think it's great. So
exciting.
Best of luck to everyone in Western Australia and those light easterlies. And no, every part of them
sitting around waiting for the Fremantle doctor. They've all piled on a bit of extra kilos for the weight for this honking sou'wester that comes through every day at 2:00, and she doesn't arrive.
Yeah, she missed out. Yeah. The other one that we're going into the world champs. Another one is the Taser class. So the Tasers are on and racing, and they're going to do live streams, boys.
There we go. Live streams of
I don't see. I just,
AM's speech at the end of the day.
Yeah,
or
with his little
live
hat.
streams of the racing.
Cracker. I just these days with modern technology, I think that everyone should be getting into this. You know, why not?
Well, I think the Wallies have got a live stream as well.
Yeah.
But the Tasers, so the World Champ events have got live streams as far as I'm aware, which is cool. I did see a note from Alistair explaining how he got his crew. He said he's just a young 16-year-old girl he picked up on the beach. And I don't think he meant that like it sounds. Hadn't sailed Tasers before, and it's going great. So... But they're on. It's the Australian Champs, which are the pre-worlds. So they've only had a couple of races. I think they got abandoned yesterday, like every good regatta along the Australian coastline at the moment. Big wins and plenty coming on. But currently Harrison Sly and Zara Chalice are leading that one. Lachlan Heath, Carmen Walker in 250 second, and Ole Jay Renahan and Jay Renahan. So it's a single-hander. They're doing well in the. But
bit more tame the names of Tasers though. They're generally keep a bit sort of under wraps. Yeah. Not like the Sharpies.
Yes, that's right. Exactly right. But I do want to say it's good racing in the Tasers. Really intense racing, and it is, as I said, live stream. So if you want to jump on that, just go to the Taser page and
huge class.
Yeah,
huge class. Global class.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Sharpies? Seeing you through to Sharpies, BP?
Oh, I can talk about anything. I'm just happy sitting here going through the run sheets. Quite nicely ordered, I feel.
Okay. International 14s on in Sydney. Another class that doesn't mind having a bit of fun with their names. A small turnout in Sydney. That's sort of going well. It looks like Mark Krisick and James Lanati are in the lead there from the great Lindsay Irwin and Andrew Perry. Geez, those boys have been sailing those things forever. And then Dave Hayter and Trent Neighbour. Don't hate your neighbour, David. In Wang Wang. So Dave.
Oh, Wang Wang.
Yeah. Then Dave Alexander with Cam McDonald. Now there's a pairing. In the Touring Wombat in fourth. There you go.
Touring Wombat.
I can tell you right now, Cam McDonald will be barefoot, and they're great mates. But anyway, it's a small but great class, international class, the 14s. If you're not across them, but yeah, a ton of fun, and they're racing in Sydney. So yeah, that's about it. What else? Anything else? You want to keep going?
We're going to talk about Sharpies, right?
Got to talk about Sharpies.
I'll just quickly mention that. The international cadets are in Tassie on the Derwent. Got abandoned yesterday, so they haven't had any racing yet, but a lot of young kids racing around the Derwent. So I just want to give them a mention because they're very passionate and got a lot of young friends in that fleet, you know.
Good on
parents.
Them.
Got parents who've got their kids in that fleet, basically.
Making the sandwiches.
All right. Sharpies. Now... Abandon everywhere else. You're not going to stop the Sharpies.
Second best off the beach class.
Morty Alec, of course, a very famous place to go sailing.
So yesterday, invitation races, full NARM off as they call it. Plenty of breeze, plenty of drama, capsizes, broken rigs, ripped sails, a whole bunch of stuff. So a pretty cheap day all out. As a matter of fact, by the sounds of things.
If you've never
plenty good stories at the pub.
If you have never sailed a Sharpie, they handle the breeze very, very well. They're a great boat and plenty.
Well, the boats do. The crew get the problem.
That's a different story.
But they can handle plenty of breeze. They're good fun in a big breeze. So the question, you mentioned it was the invite race. The tradition dictates you should not win the invite race. Where do you stand on this one, boys?
I'm a believer of that.
Believer? 100% believer in that?
Yeah, couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
Although I've got my red undies on though.
Yeah.
Nah, couldn't care less.
No, it's one of those traditions that's been longly
long held.
Sort of looked at. Yeah, long held. It's kind of a strange one, isn't it?
Well,
why? Who won?
Well, Guy Bancroft sailing in with Scott Cunningham and Brodie Riley. So bad luck, guys. You're out.
Congratulations. Might as well go home.
Might as well go home. Well, I actually did win. I think I sailed one Nationals in the Sharpies. There were 2 invitation rates back in those days. Won both of them. And then won 4 heats in the Nationals and lost by a quarter of a point. So yeah, you can. I'm never winning.
That'll teach you.
You shouldn't have won. You shouldn't have won those 2 races.
Sailed with a bloke called Malcolm Higgins.
That guy.
Yeah. And since that day, and second in the invitation race at Mordialloc yesterday, Malcolm Higgins with his crew of Sam Sanderson.
So he's learned.
He knows.
How many Nationals has he won now? About 12?
153.
14? 18?
153. As many as he wants. Chris Wendt, Tom Manhood, and JC Clark. Oh, look at the names. Like
I know,
Tony
this
Turton,
class.
Matty Hansen, Mark Kretschmer. What a great man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Look, it just
This
goes
class
and
does
goes
produce
and
them,
goes.
doesn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, the Sharpies at Mordialloc, great class, great. They will be having a lot of fun. It is.
Oh yeah.
It is.
I was
very much
just
the tradition.
Funnily enough, I was just
Has
driving.
the 4th leg gone over?
Past the pub the other day, and yesterday, and we brought up the 1999 Sharpie Nationals discussion because there was a bit of a punch up at the Chuggalug.
Oh,
which is
that's
a great tradition of the Sharpie Nationals.
It's the most important day of the
myself
week.
And Chris McLaughlin, Macca, he had his new VHF TV video recorder.
Yeah,
and he was recording. I was doing a bit of commentary. Next thing you know, there's a big haymaker come, like it was Victoria, South Australia, I think, and it didn't come down to the wire, but what it did come to is fisticuffs.
Wow.
And we got the big haymaker. We won't mention his name, but Dave Clayton absolutely clopped this bloke. It was bloody good.
So, for those who don't know what a chuggalug is, basically it's a team opposing another team, and you've got a beer in front of you, and you have to drink that beer and put the cup on your head and race along the table.
I mean, that sort of behaviour we don't condone that sort of behaviour, and that wouldn't happen these days at all. But good luck to everyone.
That
in the chuggalug.
Wear your stackers.
Yeah, I did just get a message from Dave Clayton literally 2 days ago. Great man. But you don't want to be on the end of that fist, that's for sure. All right. That's sort of a quick roundup. I hope it wasn't too boring for people, but it's important. You know, we talk about a whole bunch of different classes because sailing is about all the different classes. It's about however you want to participate, and we do really want to recognise everyone. So I appreciate if you found it boring, then just send money, and we'll take note.
One thing I will mention, and this is for our Adelaide Sailing Club friends with the lasers or the ilkers taking part over the next 6 months. It seems like down there. So there's a whole bunch of different regattas. So if you are cruising up and down the coast, just drop into the Adelaide Sailing Club. Check it out. There's plenty of action.
I can't get used to that name, Ilka.
No.
It's like
I still, every time I hear it, I think of orcas and whales and.
Oh, okay. I think of a 50-year-old Swedish chick who's about to do something bad to you.
I'm at IKEA buying some doorknobs.
But don't remind me of IKEA. Damn it! I've been there all bloody week with this move into this new house.
But
it kicks off with the 2024 Oceania and Australian Open and Youth Championships starting tomorrow. Basically.
Very cool.
On the first. So anyway.
The other one, I'll give a quick shout out to, just to give heads up, coming up later on in the month. I got a message from Simon Gunner. Hi, boys.
Yes.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, listening to the last episode, packing bags ready to jump on the Cooks and 50 Ecstasy for the hoedown with Mighty Mick. And I've actually done a little bit of sailing on the Aiken with friend of the show, Kaylin. Enough of this big boat shit talk. I'm just wondering if you boys wouldn't mind giving a shout-out to the Fireball Worlds that will be held in Geelong in early February. Thanks. No, we won't do that. We won't do that. We don't encourage anyone to go and look at that class. It's fantastic and it'll be a ton of fun and is really, really competitive in Geelong. Beautiful sailing area. It's a perfect spot to host a Geelong Fireball Worlds, in all honesty.
Yep.
So we won't plug that at all. So stuff you.
This is a negative plugging.
Yeah.
This is an unplug.
An unplug. So, Fireball Worlds coming soon, unplugged. It's the best version, but unplugged versions.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week. Remember, if you, I think we announced Listener of the Month next week, I think. I thought about doing it this week, but I thought, oh, no, next month, because it's got to have that. We've got to be into the next month.
We've got to bring in this week's listeners. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Into the fray.
Okay. Should I do, I was going to, our mate Pete. Should I do Pete?
Yeah, do Pete.
So this is Peter Gibbons Neff from PGN Ocean Racing, who we gave a bit of love to for the Mini Transat. I think you'll all remember. Hey guys, just made it back to the US last week on my Mini. Obviously, Mini Transat not go as planned when I hit something that ripped off my rudder completely. Sunfish. 5 days into the race, was in the trade winds, hitting speed 16 knots with reef spinnaker, epic sailing conditions for this boat. After sailing 300 miles south of Cape Verde to replace the 8 bolts that hold the rudder gudgeons on, all 8 bolts had sheared off. I managed to get back out in the race course in just 12 hours, the minimum stopover time allowed. High point of the race was listening to Bar Karate one morning while drinking coffee in one hand, holding the tiller in the other while surfing down waves at 15 knots. A low point of the race was listening to Bar Karate one dark night when the boat crash dived and was pinned over. It was a great interview I was listening to at the time, and I struggled to hit the pause button whilst holding on. It was great catching up on the podcast while at sea, and appreciate all the Mini Transat updates you guys provided. But thanks for having me back in September. And then he's got a post on his blog about his delivery back. So, yeah.
Check it out.
That was nice. That was
it's a
that
nice
was good.
little one.
I like that we've been put before, saving the boat in a whiteout. That's good because the interview was so riveting.
I don't know who it was, but yeah, he's obviously fallen asleep.
Yeah, I love it. Should I mention this one? I'm a bit nervous about this one. I don't want to burn the guy.
Well,
what's this one?
Randy McMeekin.
And we won't tell anyone.
Randy McMeekin.
Where did that come through on?
On email. It's always, I'll write down there on the run sheet so you can find it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
I really enjoyed episode 240 with Jess, Sam and Zave.
Yeah, no.
No?
Can't say that.
Don't burn?
Nah.
It's not really burning him.
No, I don't think it burns him. I think it's funny.
Yeah, no. Okay, so.
Do you reckon?
Oh, it's your show.
That's not my show.
Yeah. Everything this show does and promotes, it's all Jordan. We're just the two idiots that tag along. Do you want me to say it? No, you go on. You do it. Now they want to know.
I think it's actually nice. I don't know.
It is actually. It's quite endearing.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Yeah.
I just think Jess will be laughing. SydneyHobart is a highlight of the year for me, and I'll be watching the start live on YouTube after Christmas dinner from cold Canada. Also,
good old Canada.
Also,
the drum roll.
Jess Watson has the sexiest voice I've ever heard. She should pursue a career in media. Jess, you've got a fan.
There you go, Jess.
I love it.
You're welcome.
Hey, I love it.
Cool.
Okay, so next week it'll be $200 voucher be given away to someone.
I've got my winner anyway, so it's no doubt there's a clear winner in my eyes.
Excellent.
So
I do want to say we've get a lot of messages now, and it's cool. We love it, and we appreciate it. Sometimes we can't get back to you all, so apologies, but you guys. The stuff you people are sending through is just fantastic, and we're super grateful.
It doesn't go missed, put it that way.
Yeah,
even if there's no response,
we're looking at it.
It doesn't go missed.
And we just have to filter. But cheers at Bar Karate is the main way to get to us. And just a lot of.
By
gratitude.
the way, actually, for everyone out there doing the Nationals or Worlds or whatever, just keep sending stuff in.
Yeah,
and make it even just tag us in any of your posts that you're doing. And we can repost as well. But send us any notes. It's bloody good. It's a good little read for sure.
Yep.
We're extremely grateful.
Pub stories, results, fisticuffs and the chuggalugs. Anything.
Ole, 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 ole. Feels It's hot time with Bice.
Never gets old.
That'd
Last
be
one,
good
last
to
one
do-
for
good
the
to
year.
do that at the Sharpie Nationals, wouldn't it? Well, we've pretty much spoken about what's been going on, but there's one big event coming up,
Ooh,
which
yeah.
has been on the calendar for quite some time, which is going to have pretty much everyone excited, and that is, of course, is the Archaea Ultimate Challenge,
Yep.
Love
which is basically single-handed round the world for the big old team tries. 6 teams. Eric Perron, Armel, like these are all pretty like household names worldwide, not to mention in France. So this is going to be huge. So Eric, Armel Leclerc, Tom Leperche, Charles Cordillier, friend of the show, Anthony Marchand, and Thomas Caville. So we'll be keeping a
Big
close
names.
eye on that. They take off 7th of
Yep. 7 January,
7th of January.
Yep.
1:30 p.m.
1:30 p.m.
Off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Just hammer down.
So
Let's see.
they basically just it's the simplest course possible. Head south from Brest, go around Cape Horn, stay along the bottom, come back at Cape Horn. I've got
Yeah.
and then come back up into Brest.
So just smoking around.
yeah.
Southern
What's it, 47
Ocean.
days at the moment,
Yeah.
48 days or something? What's the record at the moment?
Yes. So, yep, something like that. 42. No, 42 was.
It's not going to be easy. They won't get the record because they're not timing it
Just the
for their
timing.
perfect
Yeah.
conditions. But yeah.
So we'll be keeping a close eye on that, boys, and just reporting on that over the next few weeks. Just a quick one for the skippers. Hey, brisket's on. Don't be afraid. I'll be able to sort you out, get you through the. I've measured the entrance at the Cruising Yacht Club, South Australia. We'll be able to get your boat in, no problem. Don't think many other boats will go in and out at the same time, but yeah, drop in for a brisket. All good.
Well, depth's not a problem.
I have a
Width is an
question.
issue.
I've got a question without notice, Bicey.
Yeah. Oh,
Speaking of the brisket, I just got to go through my messages, see if I can find it. I can't remember which way it came through, but I should have been prepared because this just popped through, and I've completely lost it. Here, hang on, might be there. There it is. Right, from the great Dean Blatchford, another legend,
Dino.
legend of the lake.
Blanchy. Yep.
505 world champ. Hey Jordan, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, well done, success at Bar Karate. I was just thinking, does the Bice Commodore do brisket barbecues for road travelling sailors?
Oh, 100%.
There'll be a heap of Etchels travelling to
Big
Perth
line up at your house tomorrow.
for the Worlds in March. He could set up the Land Rover dripping oil barbecue smoker on the Nullarbor somewhere, and we could drop in. Just a thought. P.S. I need some
Not
reverse
bad.
curse help if we're gonna do any good. So
Oh, well, 100%.
yeah.
100%. If I'm
You want to
In-
find yourself one of those old Defender trailers, the ones that half the car's been cut off.
yeah,
The front part, the
just
bit that
have the
doesn't
smoker
work.
in the back.
Bit that doesn't work, they cut the front bit off and then they leave the back bit and you tow it with your other part and then you've got a brisket bloody oven.
Hey, I
Well,
like
this
this.
opens up
I like
the whole discussion. Whilst we're talking defenders and cooking, I need some advice, particularly from you guys. There's a Facebook
Vice advice.
There's a Facebook page called Defenders Oz, and I think it's run by two blokes who Albie Mangle wannabes. They're these two tryhards that post it, and I occasionally provide helpful advice on their site, and they ban me quite regularly. I'm very regularly banned by the boys at Defenders Oz, and the other day I was telling
Got
you
banned again?
No, they love me at the moment. I bought a new barbecue BP. I killed my old barbie. I bought a Ziggy barbecue, and it turns out
Good choice.
these boys,
Mate.
Ziggy, these boys both own Ziggies, and I think they think I want a Defender now because they're
Pretty
I've been
much.
getting photos.
Let's just say, I hear the owners of the Defender Oz page, between them own 4 Ziggies.
Not to mention the potential of building 12 defenders.
Oh, we've got a double, we got a triple, we got 2 singles.
Oh, wait.
Not to mention the Komodo Joes. The Royal
Who's
we? We'll say
the Royal
we. But basically, you're a defender driver now.
Hey, back to hot time. Come on.
No, I just wanted to
I'm done
know.
with hot time.
Done with
Hot
it.
time's done.
No.
No, there's a couple of things on there. You've got ice boating and 580 transits. Oh,
No, well, yeah, that's kind of more discussion points.
discussion points.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Oh, we just thought we'd bring in the ice boating back into discussion because obviously we got a lot of we love the ice boating stuff as we've alluded to many times, and we get a great number of messages from the cruise, the ice boating cruise, and I was just trying to work out. I was looking through their calendars to see what was coming up. And they've got the World Championships, their 50th anniversary, and the European Champs, 3rd to 10 February in Lithuania, or as they describe it as the best ice in Europe. Now, I'm assuming that's what you sail on, the ice. I just make And then the North American Champs, 25th Feb to 2nd March. So Eastern Lakes, or the best ice in North America. So
These guys run it hard, don't they?
they do run it hard. But I just thought I'd mention that because if you're into the DNs like we are, it's probably just giving a heads up for everyone. What else? What else, boys? What else we got?
I think that's it, boys.
The Globe 580 Transit, I think, is finishing right about now. So that's one of Don McIntyre's little baby. So all these home built, or no, they got to be professionally built, didn't they? Unless you had some experience.
No, home built.
So, but didn't you have to prove experience before you could build them at home? But basically, little 5.8 metre ocean going things built.
Well, they were kits, right?
Yeah, kits. That's exactly right. And so they've just been doing a transatlantic, and they're just all finishing right about now. So if you're into that, jump onto that one. And that's it. It's all I've got.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. What we did forget to mention, though, was our friends from Radix. So it's worth the mention now that I'm only a mere few hours away from the Radix Challenge.
The Radix Challenge.
And
well,
I'm
this is
getting
going to be
nervous.
exciting times as we move forward into the month of January to see how this
The
shapes up.
transformation.
It's going to be a transformation. There's no
Yeah.
question it's going to be a transformation.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I should actually go and get myself some before I start the challenge. Otherwise, it could be a lonely
first
few
day-
days. With
First day of the challenge is recovering from New Year's Eve, of course, which is as we speak. Happy New Year to everyone, to you
Happy New
guys,
Year to all
to
the
you
listeners.
guys,
Yeah,
to all the listeners, and bring on 2024 with some awesome sailing.
yeah, we're excited about 2024. We've got some big plans in the wings. We're not sure what they are just yet, nor have we spoken about them. But there'll be something happening at some point in time.
Yeah, and,
I-
and we're definitely going to not turn up to something.
I love it.
And there will be some merch packs lost somewhere.
Somewhere along the line.
I just realised your T-shirt says boatyard in Portuguese.
See? Yeah, Sepultura.
Cool.
He's going good, this shirt, too, by the way. Couple of holes. Good.
Yeah, all right. So that's it. It's been a great year, great fun, and thanks for listening, everyone. And
good on you.
If you do want to grab the Radix, then just remember, jump onto their website, Radix Nutrition, and you'll get a discount from Bar Karate.
Why don't some of you out there try a bit of a Radix challenge? Give it a go.
Join us in the Radix Challenge if you would. If you so desire.
I think we've got something brewing here.
Right.
All right, come on.
I love
off you
Bar
go.
Karate Radix Challenge.
I love it. All right, lads. See ya.
Yeah, boys.
Bye.
You win a Bob.
Bob Rolex. First one.